When it comes to your retirement, it's your time now. And I don't want you just to settle for average. I want you to have your best options so they're way above average. And that's why I'm going to show you 10 more places that you should at least consider when you retire. Now, I want to make sure that it's a place that fits your lifestyle and your goals, and you want affordability and, of course, the quality of life. And the choice will really depend on how far your savings are going to stretch and what kind of lifestyle you're going to enjoy and what kind of access you're going to have to healthcare. So here's the top 10 states, and here they are in descending order. Number 10, Georgia. Now, one of the key things to consider when retiring is finances, and that's why Georgia is in the top 10 list. Now, for starters, low cost of living itself may be a major draw, particularly when it comes to housing, because housing prices and property taxes are below the national average in Georgia, which means your retirement savings is actually going to stretch further here. Now, additionally, the state's 4% sales tax is among the lowest in the nation, and Georgia offers a generous tax break for retirees. For example, Social Security benefits aren't taxed, and people who are over 62 can get a big deduction on other types of income. And while Atlanta can be a busy urban center, Georgia does have smaller towns like Savannah and Augusta, which offer a quieter, more relaxed way of life. But with that being said, Atlanta and some other cities have grown a lot in recent times, so they can feel crowded due to heavy traffic, and this might not suit everybody. Now, the weather in the South is another factor, and it has pros and cons. The summers are hot and humid, and temperatures often reach the 90s in Georgia. But the winters are mild, with little or no snow at all, which is great for people who just want to avoid freezing temperatures and shoveling snow. On the upside, you'll have plenty of rivers, lakes for fishing, and all kinds of natural resources to enjoy. But if you're in a more rural part of the state, the access to healthcare can be a bit of a problem. Overall, Georgia has a great option for retirees who are looking for that mix of affordability and variety. Next on our list is number 9, Texas. Now, Texas is number 9 on the list thanks to the cost of living and tax-friendly policies. And the cost of living in Texas is actually 10% below the national average, and there's no state income tax, which makes it easier for retirees to stretch their savings. Now, while the state does have a 6.25% sales tax, you can see it's a fair trade-off for those other financial advantages. Cities like Austin and Dallas could be an option if you like urban areas. And they also offer many active senior communities that you can spend time with. Now, another major plus for Texas is the healthcare system. The state has several highly ranked medical centers, particularly in Houston, which is home to the Texas Medical Center. However, the downsides are the temperatures often exceed 100 degrees in the summers, which can be challenging for people who aren't used to this extreme heat, particularly if you're used to outdoor activities. Now, some areas also face risk from hurricanes, especially along the Gulf Coast, which requires additional insurance and preparation. And traffic congestion in cities like Houston and Dallas may be another factor that you need to keep in mind for those considering urban living. Number 8 on our list is Louisiana. Now, the population in Louisiana is 4.6 million, which is roughly 759,000 people that are aged 65 and older, and the state has a lot to offer when you're looking to settle down in retirement. Now, one of the biggest draws is its affordability. Housing is relatively inexpensive, and property taxes are some of the lowest in the nation. The base sales tax is 4.45, and the local rates can push that higher depending on where you choose to live. And Social Security benefits, they're not taxed. And other taxes remain favorable for retirees, making Louisiana really a budget-friendly option. And cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge may have a dynamic experience for those who are looking for an urban environment. And festivals like Mardi Gras and the Jazz Fest make it a lot of fun to live, and even retirees who may not want to participate, but they enjoy that atmosphere. And if you're looking for a quiet place to settle down, you may want to move to one of the smaller cities. And this is where it can be problematic for some of you guys, because healthcare in Louisiana can be good or it can be bad depending upon where you choose to live. And in fact, the larger cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge do have hospitals and specialists. However, you get into the rural areas and healthcare options, they can be limited. So it's not the worst, but it's not the best in the state's overall rankings when you compare it to the rest of the nation. Now, one more thing to be cautious about is the risk of flooding and hurricanes. Because of this, home insurance is usually more expensive than in some other locations on this list. So you have to factor into your budget and consider flood zones when you're choosing a place to live. Next up, number 7 is Iowa. Now, this might not be the first state that comes to mind for retirement, but Iowa is quietly becoming a solid option. With a population of around 3.2 million and approximately 17% of them are 65 and older, Iowa is a retiree-friendly state that can give you a more comfortable and relaxed lifestyle. Now, one of the biggest perks for living in Iowa is its affordability, because the median home price in this area is about $190,000, which makes it one of the most budget-friendly states to own a home. Now, the median doesn't mean that you're going to find the perfect home at this price, nor is it the average price. Median means it's half of the homes that are sold are above this price and the other half are below it. And also, this isn't just about affordability, it's also about the state that values culture and community. Cities like Mason City, Iowa are now on the radar for many retirees. Also, Iowa City is a UNESCO city of culture and has many different art scenes and opportunities for those who love books and reading. And this can be a great place for retirees to meet if you want to stay engaged and connect with the community. And Iowa also stands out for its healthcare, and the state is consistently ranked well in access to healthcare in recent years. And you're going to find some excellent hospitals and medical centers in cities like Des Moines and Cedar Rapids. Number 6 on our list is Alabama. Now, Alabama is another good option if you're looking for affordability and a sense of southern lifestyle. Now, the median home price in Alabama is around $293,400, which is relatively low compared to the national average. And additionally, the cost of living is 13% below the U.S. average, making everyday expenses more manageable. And property taxes are also among the lowest in the country. The state sales tax is 4%, and some localities add some additional sales percentages. Healthcare access in Alabama, it really varies depending upon the region. Now, the urban areas like Birmingham and Huntsville have a pretty good hospital system. However, just like Louisiana, you may not find the best healthcare in the rural cities in the state, but you do have to consider the risks of bad weather. Now, Alabama does face hurricanes, tornadoes, and heavy summer rains, especially along coastal and central regions. The key is choosing the right location in the state based on your preferences. And I've been doing this for the past 20 years, guys. No matter where you live in the nation, I can hook you up with your local real estate expert, and they can tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's the stuff you really need to know before you make a decision. Just pick up the phone, give us a call at 843-839-9870, and let us know what town or state you're interested in, and we'll hook you up with a local expert, because I really just want you to avoid those pitfalls that are costly and find your hidden gem. But here's what's next on our list. Number 5, Indiana. Now, retiring in Indiana can be beneficial and challenging because it's somewhat of a mixed bag. Now, first, the cost of living is about 15% below the national average, which is really a plus when you're retiring on a fixed income. And the median home price is relatively low at $245,000, but there is a sales tax of 7%, which is among the highest in the U.S. And community and lifestyle also have been diverse. The capital, Indianapolis, provides an urban atmosphere with different cultural attractions. On the other hand, smaller towns like Bloomingfield or Columbus offer a slower pace with a stronger feel and sense of community. And the state's population is 6.6 million, which includes about 1.1 million seniors that are age 65 and older, and so this means there's plenty of opportunities to connect with other retirees. Now, one issue could be healthcare. Now, while there are good hospitals, particularly in the larger cities, the state's healthcare system ranks average regarding access and quality. And Indiana experiences all 4 seasons. That's cold, snowy winters and warm summers. But if you love hiking and activities outdoors, the state is going to offer some great outdoor recreation. And this includes 900 lakes and parks like Brown County State Park for picnic and hiking. Number 4 on our list, Florida. Now, when people think of retirement, Florida always is the first state that comes to mind, and it's for good reasons. There's no state income tax, meaning your retirement income, including Social Security and pensions, is untouched by the state. However, there is a dark side to living in Florida. The cost of living in Florida, it can vary significantly depending upon where you live. While the statewide median home price is around $399,600, some popular areas like Miami or Palm Beach can be pricier, with housing costs exceeding the national average by 15 and 20%. Healthcare in Florida is your next key consideration. Although the state is home to some top-notch hospitals, such as Sarasota and Orlando, but due to the numbers of senior citizens, many have to wait and get in line for an appointment to see a doctor. And many retirees tell stories of waiting months on a waiting list. But when you look at overall healthcare ranking, it's only middle of the road if you're looking nationally. One of the biggest controversies is the out-of-control homeowners insurance crises happening in Florida. Homeowners in Florida now pay an average of $4,000 a year, which keeps on increasing annually. And this is largely due to the hurricane risk, making it one of the most expensive states for insurance on this list. Some are paying much more than that. But on the good side, culturally, Florida has a lot to offer for retirees because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of beaches, tourist attractions. Now, whether you're into fishing or golf or museums, you're going to find plenty of things to do here. On a side note, many retirees are now choosing to live in another state and visit Florida, which is an option. Number 3 on our list is Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is known for low taxes with no income tax on earnings or retirement benefits, and this makes it financially friendly for retirees or people on a tight budget. And Social Security benefits and pensions and 401k withdrawals are all tax-free, and there's no estate or inheritance taxes. That all sounds great, right? The cost of living in Tennessee is below the national average, with a median home price of around $228,479. Now, this varies across the state depending on where you are. But if you're considering Tennessee, one city I'd recommend is Franklin. But the only downside to Franklin's cost of living is a little bit higher than the national average, and it's also for a good reason. And that city also offers a variety of outdoor activities, from hiking to the nearby Natchez Trace Parkway to kayaking on the river. And climate is moderate. It's got hot summers reaching into the 90s and mild winters which rarely dip below freezing. Number 2 on our list is North Carolina. Now, North Carolina has a bit of everything for everybody. Now, whether you love the mountains, the beach, or small towns, the state really does cover everything. And you can explore the Blue Ridge Mountains or relax on the Outer Banks or settle in cities like Raleigh or Charlotte for that southern charm. Now, affordability is another strong point here, and the sales tax is 4.75, and the cost of living is reasonable compared to many other states. The housing is especially attractive, with a median home price in the state sitting at around $320,000. While big cities like Raleigh can be pricier, smaller towns, they offer much more bang for the buck. And the state also stands out when it comes to healthcare. North Carolina is home to some of the top-notch medical facilities in the nation, like Duke University Hospital and UNC Medical Center, which are nationally recognized. So just realize, if you do regular checkups, you won't have to travel far when you move here. But there's a couple other things that you need to keep in mind. The average incomes in North Carolina aren't exceptionally high, so if you plan to work part-time after retiring, it might not be the most accessible state to build up that extra income. And also, as more people move here, there is more traffic and more development. So in the future, this could take away from the peaceful vibes in certain areas. And number 1 on the list is South Carolina. Now, South Carolina is the top spot on this list, and this is a place where you can actually balance everything from affordability, beauty, quality of lifestyle, and everything you need as a retiree. Now, one of the standout features of South Carolina is its cost of living, which is about 7% lower than the national average. And the median home price in the state hovers around $300,000, which is significantly more affordable than many coastal states. And property taxes are among the lowest in the nation. And Social Security income is not taxed either, making it financially attractive for those who are looking to stretch their retirement dollars. Many retirees on a budget have found that South Carolina has an economically comfortable and welcoming place to settle down. And if you move to some of the cities like Myrtle Beach or Charleston or Columbia or Greenville, you'll have access to excellent health care and hospitals and specialists, because these areas are home to some of the top-tier medical facilities. But if you're considering moving to a more rural part of the state, you might find fewer options than the previous ones I just mentioned. The state of South Carolina offers beautiful coastal communities, so if you're into sandy beaches and ocean views, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is a perfect spot to enjoy coastal living or tee off on some of the best golf courses in the country. Nature lovers will really appreciate everything from the scenic Blue Ridge Mountains all the way to the picturesque and charming small towns and scenic landscapes throughout the entire state. And this state boasts a variety of recreational activities. You know, if you're an outdoor adventurist, you're going to ensure you're going to have an active and enjoyable retirement lifestyle. Year-round temperatures, they're moderate, and it's not as hot as Florida, and it's not as cool as some states, which gives it a pretty good balance and nice change of seasons. Now, here's a word to the wise. Just remember, guys, retirement is a new start to your life. So this is your time. This is new adventure, so choosing the best options for your life can make a huge difference. Trust your instinct. So if something doesn't feel right, and I call that the gut check, you can feel it in your gut, don't make that move. You gotta make sure that it's the right move for you. My name is Jerry Pincus, and I thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, make it a great day. Oh, and by the way, if you're moving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or anywhere else in the nation, we can help. Don't hesitate, just give our office a call, 843-839-9870. See you guys.